Greetings from the Whole Elephant Institute. Today is October the 29th. Okay, in the afternoon, heading out to the community park. Just want to stop in front of this beautiful broad sunlight. Every time when I come out from my office, from this family house, and come across street, heading over to that direction, I always feel very attracted by the light in the sky. The sunlight, every time when I look at the bright sunlight and feel the warmth of the sunlight, I feel, that in our life on the earth, the sunlight is the source of the energy to allow all the plants to be able to make ATP. You see, if we really delve into the microcosmic world and see the truth, even at the molecular level, we already start to understand that, our eyes are only giving us false impressions about the universe we are living in. The universe is not like what our eyes are telling us. The universe is so vast. And from the macrocosm to the microcosm, layers upon layers of realms, dimensions, time and space, right? Lives. It's just incredibly magnificent and beautiful. But our eyes are locking us into this one tiny little space and time and dimension and a plane. According to the teaching of Falun Dafa, we actually are only living within, this one dimension. Between the two planes of particles, the plane of the particles of the molecule and the plane of the particles that when we look into the skies, we see the, stars, right? The planets and the stars. So the planets up in the sky, that is the larger particle, that also forms a plane. And so human, life right now, human vision, no matter how advanced modern science will be limited within this, one dimension. Actually, is even part of the one dimension that our eyes actually can see. Even this one dimension, we only see a tiny, teeny part of the dimension, and we are only living in between two planes of particles, the molecules and the planets. Okay, so which means that the planets in our skies, they just like a molecule, we perceive it as vast sky and lots of planets and stars in the sky, but they just basically only belong to the next plane. They are just larger size of molecules that they can also form a cell, and then the cells can form tissue can form organ can form a body. So, there is a large celestial body, and then it's only one body. So there are many bodies, just like there are many bodies here on the earth. So like me, I have, one physical body. But as a matter of fact, then if we look at it from the, molecular level to the next level, which is atom, my molecules actually, my body actually is in every regard a celestial body. And in my body, there are countless amount of planets, stars, correct? And on each planet and star, there are countless amount of, again, beings in that dimension. So this is really so incredible that a lot of us don't understand that our eyes are locking us down on on the earth and in this limited dimension, and consider that that's the whole world. And then we put our expectation and hope onto modern science, which only dissect this limited visible world. That is really not even a particle, in comparison to the celestial body, right? So, if we put our hope, in the modern science, and that modern science even is telling us not to believe in the invisible, intangible world, and we actually know that. Most of the things that we already know in this, even physical world, according to the most frontier physics, that our eyes can never see, right? So our hands can never feel. So, it's the invisible, intangible world that is the real world. But we are now blinded by the so-called visible and tangible world. Okay. So that's why our nonprofit organization is called the Whole Elephant Institute. First of all, we need to understand that we are living in a delusional world created by our naked eyes, which can never give us the true picture of the universe. And how are we going to be able to learn the truth of the universe? That is the key question, and the key answer is called 修炼, cultivation practice. Cultivation practice started from prehistorical time, and human beings are able to become awakened and see larger truths. But there is a problem. And the problem is that our humanness, our attachment to the human world, tangible and visible things. And human beings, are made to be blind. Human beings are given the instruments to live in this limited dimension. And human beings are imprisoned in every regard by the divine beings who view human beings have, in the conduct of the spirit throughout the journey in the universe, these spirits actually have done something that not conforming to the requirement of the higher dimension. And then, therefore, these, lives are destined to be destroyed. Out of great compassion, the great, divine beings created this realm called the three realms that allow the recycling of the lives, which are basically viewed as garbage of the universe. So, in every regard, this truth is kind of very painful for human beings to hear. But that is the most important truth. Human beings need to understand the position, of human beings in the universe. Human beings are given this opportunity to be able to return to the origin of the life that was first created. But it requires human beings to be awakened to the truth and willing to be guided to ascend through a way. And the way is delivered by high beings who come into the human world, walk on the earth, be in the form of a human being, and deliver the truth. And those who can understand the teachings of the high beings who intentionally come to the human world to deliver guidance, they are like Lao Tzu, Buddha Sakyamuni, and Jesus Christ. Okay, So throughout the human history, there are always high beings come to the human world and deliver truth and to awaken human beings who are ready to ascend. Those who cannot be awakened, then ultimately they will be destroyed. So we are living at a time that is very critical for the awakening of human beings, because this is the last opportunity. Okay, so just want to pause here.